Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the chocolate fragrances in my collection. I'm so excited to share them with you. I have about 10 to 15 fragrances here, so let's get right into it. First up, Mystic Sugar. Mystic Sugar has notes of pineapple, almond blossom, and orange in the top note, tonka bean, cacao, cardamom, ginger, and jasmine in the mid. And then in the base, there is vanilla, amber, as well as sandalwood. Do get that pineapple. It smells very sweet and kind of cooked down. It smells like it has a pineapple glaze. It smells kind of candied, kind of sugary. Despite the name being Mystic Sugar, there is not a sugar note in here, but boy, is it sweet. Like you're definitely getting the cacao from the beginning. I think this is one of the first fragrances with cacao that really just started my craze for cacao. And then you have that tonka bean in here, as well as that vanilla, and there's that citrus up top. There's a lot of spiciness throughout with the cardamom and the ginger. I just feel like this fragrance, all the notes play together so well. It smells like a spicy, fruity treat, and it has a vanilla base, so it dries down vanilla sandalwood, and it is beautiful. A dry, warm, ambery gourmand with floral touches. The next fragrance I'm talking about is Nashville by City Rhythm. It has Irish liqueur, orange zest, nutmeg, cream de cacao, red berry, mocha, cream of coconut, musk, and vanilla. This fragrance is so smooth, so creamy. I do like that little bit of orange zest in the beginning. Makes it a little fresh, and it's just so creamy, so silky, such a nice, beautiful fragrance with that coffee, mocha notes, and chocolate and coconut. I feel like I'm starting to grow more fond of coconut, but I wasn't always a coconut fan, and this is one of the fragrances that really made me appreciate coconut. I just love how silky it is in here, along with that silky cream de cacao. That Irish liqueur has a little bit of booziness to it. I think you guys should definitely get your nose on this. City Rhythm has so many beautiful creations. The next two fragrances are from Jousset, and the first one I'm going to be talking about is Delicious Black Powder. Delicious Black Powder has notes of cacao, saffron, bergamot, tonka bean, vanilla, immortelle, cacao, suede, and more vanilla. This scent is beautiful. Cacao up top, that saffron, which I don't really pick up on too much. It's not aggressive at all. It just adds a little bit of spice, but I'm really not getting too much of it. The bergamot keeps it light and fresh. I could definitely tell that there's a lot of vanilla in this fragrance, which I appreciate. And then there's that immortelle note. Think something like a sweet, herbaceous note. On Fragrantica, it's described as a hay-like, honey-like, and tobacco note. I could definitely agree that it is a dry, sweet, herbaceous note with cacao and suede and vanilla in the bottom. So this fragrance honestly lasted a long time on my skin. I think at about hour 6 I had to scrub it off as I wanted to test more fragrances, and even after I took a shower I exfoliated and washed, and I still smelt it. Like, this fragrance is so nice. It's such a wearable chocolate. I feel like it's a true chocolate, yes, but it's not like a melting on your skin. I definitely feel like it's a dry, powdery chocolate. It's done very beautifully. Floral for sure, floral, vanillic, a little warm, spicy, lots of chocolate, lots of cacao. This is such a nice fragrance. Airy, it's just really, really nice. I enjoy Delicious Black Powder, and this is actually what I was wearing today, earlier on in the day. The next fragrance from Jousset that I'm really excited to talk about is Le Gourmand, and this is their newest release. And initially you're getting nuttiness, you're getting hazelnuts. To me, oh my gosh, I don't even have to hold this up to my nose. To me, I'm instantly transported back to when I was a teenager. I used to work in a family-owned macaroon shop owned by this French family, and I made croissants, specifically chocolate croissants, every single time I would open, and it just smells just like that. It smells like a beautiful puffed chocolate croissant. I feel like I'm definitely getting a lot of nuttiness, hazelnut, and it also smells just of chocolate in general. I feel like you're definitely getting like a chocolate ganache kind of feel. It's very thick. This is nutty, sweet, chocolatey. The notes are butter, toast, salt, cookie dough, Nutella, and hazelnut. And like all of these notes shine through. That cookie dough note is getting me. Okay guys, I am such a sucker for a good gourmand. And this one is a solid release. This one is a lot more foodie than the last one. This one, you're gonna straight up smell like a snack. I feel like the previous one had a little bit of herbalness or herbaceousness to it to keep it from going too, like it's definitely gourmand, no denying that. It definitely is more gourmand than anything else. But the last one did have that little bit of herbalness to keep it from going too much in that direction. This one is just straight up chocolate, pastry, goodness, amazing, makes my mouth water. I love this one. This is an amazing gourmand. If you're all about that chocolate gourmand, this is gonna be amazing for you. The next fragrance is Fève Délicieuse. It does start out really fresh. There's lavender, mint, and bergamot up top. And then in the middle notes, you have a sour cherry, a freesia, as well as a jasmine. And in the base notes, you have tonka bean, vanilla, cacao pod, caramel, praline, benzoin, milk, sandalwood, leather, and cedar. The opening is really fresh, and I feel like the florals that were chosen as well, freesia as well as jasmine. Jasmine is one of my favorites, but I feel like freesia oftentimes is a clean feeling white floral. And the sour cherry, it works here. I feel like it does work here. This is not like a gourmand lover's dream. You're not gonna sit there and like, you know, be mouth-watering about this one. This one is very complex. I feel like it's mostly sweet and vanilla. I'm falling more for this fragrance every time I smell it. But yes, it's definitely like tonic, sweet, vanillic, ambery. You do get that cacao in there. Warm, spicy for sure. It's not like crazy chocolate gourmand, my mouth is watering. It's more so complex, milky, sweet, vanillic, has some fresh notes in there, is aromatic. It's that kind of thing. There's a lot going on here. And it's just really complex and really nice. So, Fève Délicieuse by Christian Dior. Okay, so this next fragrance I just so happened to find by chance, and this is Vafa Moka by 1973. I got this from Perfumix luxury brands. You can order it online and it ships from Italy. This fragrance is like chocolate scones, dried fruits, coffee. It smells just like a bunch of sweets together. It's nutty, it's really stunning. It definitely wakes you up. It's definitely spicy, like really warm, spicy to the nose. It's absolutely stunning. I love this fragrance, and if this fragrance has only one fan, it's me. I'm definitely getting like chocolate waffle cone vibes, but I'm also getting a dried fruit. Let me just go ahead and tell you guys the notes. So the notes, the complete note breakdown are almonds, coffee, chocolate, cream, biscuit, dried fruit, vanilla, macadamia nuts, tonka, and benzoin. And yes, it's exactly that. Like this fragrance is so beautiful. It projects like crazy. It lasts a lifetime. I see it being perfect for the winter, fall, that kind of thing. Me personally, I would wear this year round. I just really, really love this scent. It's really decadent, very gorgeous, and it's Italian. I think the Italians do gourmands wonderfully. So yeah, I just really enjoy this fragrance, and this is a really nice chocolate one. A really, really nice chocolate fragrance. So again, Vafa Moka by 1973. Next fragrance I have to talk about. Cacao is not lasting the whole duration of the fragrance. It's really just in the opening, but this is Ce Soir Extrait. I was so happy when I got this fragrance. This fragrance is sexy, earthy, a little bit fruity, kind of warm, spicy, oh, very warm, spicy. There's some florals in here, again, some fruitiness, some citrus, make it a little fresh. There's patchouli in here that I love so much. I love patchouli and vanilla. So this fragrance has notes of ginger, pear, mandarin orange, black pepper, cacao pod in the top notes, quince, Moroccan jasmine, peach, and orange blossom in the middle notes. And in the base notes, we have cashmeran and broxen, Indonesian patchouli leaf, vanilla, as well as benzoin. And I just feel like this fragrance is really, really stunning. There's a lot going on, warm, spicy cacao, fruity, floral, woody, and earthy. And it just all comes together. It's very beautiful, very nice to go out in. Definitely getting a powderiness from it. When I spelled the original Ce Soir, this just kind of knocked it out of the water for me. I really enjoy this fragrance. It's dark, it's sexy, nighttime. I love this. I love this so much. Next up, we have my beloved Black Opium Extreme, and it has just 6 notes. There's notes of coffee, cacao, jasmine sandback, orange blossom, bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli. So I quite literally love all of these notes. I love a solid coffee fragrance, cacao. I love jasmine sandbag. I love jasmine in general, and orange blossom. Those are my 2 favorite white florals. And then there's bourbon, vanilla, as well as patchouli. So this fragrance, for me personally, just top to bottom, is a bunch of notes I love. I find it to be more simple, less floral and in your face than the original Black Opium, and the fact that it has cacao in it just makes it so wonderful, so beautiful to me. The fact that it is cacao forward and it really is in the front and center. That's really the star of this show, I think. I think that, along with the florals, just really make this fragrance beautiful. It's warm, spicy, there's coffee. It is pretty vanillic, I'm not going to lie. It is pretty vanillic as well as cacao, and I love chocolate and vanilla in fragrances. They always go together. The patchouli is not too bad in here, it's really not. As for somebody who likes a really strong patchouli, it's really not too bad. It is a really sweet fragrance, and it's probably one of my favorite Black Opiums. I do want to go back and re-smell the Le Parfum. I see a lot of people really enjoy that fragrance, and I smelled it maybe a while back when it first came out, and then a little bit after then, and I haven't really gone back to it since. I definitely would want to get my nose on that, but we're talking about cacao right now. And yeah, I really love Black Opium Extreme. I just think it's one of the better flankers out there, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, Black Opium Extreme. Next, I want to talk about Cacao Porcelana. This one is the most earthy, in my opinion, out of all of them, with notes of cacao pod, rum, immortelle, white tobacco, divana, Indian jasmine, tonka bean, patchouli, and sandalwood. This fragrance really is powdery. You get that initial blast of cacao with a little bit of earthiness. Now, I'm not sure where exactly that's coming from. It could be coming from the immortelle, the divana, the white tobacco. All I know is that I'm getting an earthiness from it, a dry kind of earthiness. And this definitely, I feel like this goes a little more masculine, I'm not going to lie, because this is earthy, like extremely earthy, with those 3 notes as well as the patchouli. Jasmine, I feel like, can be a very neutral note. I feel like it does add more of a floral component to this. You're definitely getting white florals out of this. It's mostly warm, spicy with cacao, white florals, the patchouli. You're definitely getting the patchouli. It's sweet, but it's so earthy that it's more earthy than it is sweet, in my opinion, at least to my nose. But this is a dry, kind of cool, powdery chocolate. Gourmand-ish. Gourmand-ish. I definitely think it's chocolate, earthy. Chocolate, floral, earthy, woody. Yeah. The next fragrance I want to talk to you guys about is Café Tuberosa, and don't click out of this, don't skip ahead, because I have a good dupe for this fragrance. So, oh my god, I love this fragrance. So this fragrance is warm, spicy, coffee, cacao. There's lots of tuberose in here. You get a little bit of rose and vanilla. So this fragrance has notes of Guatemalan cardamom, Calabrian bergamot, Sicilian mandarin, coffee, Indian tuberose, damask rose, cacao pod, bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli. And to me, the patchouli doesn't get to be too much on my skin in particular, unless I'm overspraying like crazy, and that's the only time the patchouli really pulls on my skin. But I definitely get that spiciness, that citrus in the beginning, and the coffee. The tuberose, I feel like it's mostly, if I really had to pick out the ingredients or the notes that I smell the most, it would definitely have to be the coffee, the tuberose, and the cardamom, hands down. I definitely feel like the cacao is in the background, and it keeps it from being like too crazy, too out of hand. It definitely ties it together. it makes it more appealing. But yeah, I just love this fragrance. But since it is discontinued, at least in these states, I want to give you guys an alternative, and a somewhat affordable alternative at that. It has nearly almost all the same notes, basically dupes. And it is Cacao Libertine. Now, I only have a sample of this. I have found a few fragrances that smell pretty similar to Cafe Tuberosa. Just by chance, I wasn't even looking per se. I just so happened to find a few. And this fragrance is pretty freaking similar without it. Basically is exchanging the coffee note for a caramel note. Okay, so hear me out. So the notes are bergamot, the top notes are bergamot, mandarin orange, the middle notes are cardamom, rose, tuberose, and the base notes are cacao, patchouli, caramel, vanilla, and benzoin. So I find this one to be a little sweeter, a little less spicy and aggressive on your nose because that coffee note's taken out, and I just find it to be a lot less spicy on the nose. It's not as projecting in lasting power. Honestly, I have not tested that with this fragrance. I don't know the comparison to the lasting power, but I feel like in this one you're definitely getting more caramel and you're not getting that initial super spicy with that coffee note. But really, that's just the difference between these two fragrances. I really think that Cacao Libertine is a really nice fragrance and a really great alternative if you're still looking for that kind of scent profile but without a coffee note. But yeah, this one's really good. Next fragrance I'm going to be talking about is a personal favorite of mine. I've really grown to love this fragrance, and it's by far probably one of my favorite chocolate fragrances, and this is Gourmand Absolute. I've talked about this multiple times on this channel. It starts off with a black pepper, immortelle, then in the middle notes you have cacao pod, licorice, and then in the base notes you have myrrh as well as vanilla. So this fragrance is a woody, warm, spicy, sweet cocoa vanilla. It's resinous from that myrrh, which I absolutely love. It gives it depth, warmth, and coziness. That black pepper up top along with that immortelle gives it that spicy kick to like wake you up and be like, okay, you're in for a good fragrance. This is really good the way it opens up. It's really sweet. It's a really sweet fragrance. That licorice with that cacao, chef's kiss. I absolutely adore this fragrance. I feel like it's absolutely worth it. I would have to say this is probably one of my favorite chocolate fragrances I've ever smelled. This is one where I smelled the sample. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna buy this on the spot. Like, it literally took me 30 minutes from smelling the sample to buying it, and I don't think I've ever had that fast of it. I don't think I've ever had that fast of a turnaround before. So if you're looking to buy a really nice chocolate, highly recommend this one. It's sweet, resinous, it's like a hug, it's spicy. Yeah, wow. And I love solid licorice notes. I have a couple of fragrances with a licorice note, and this one in here is pretty freaking solid. Like this a lot. We're getting to the end here, last three. The next fragrance I'm gonna be talking about is Sandance. So this one, oh my god. So this one's powdery and dry, it's spicy. Right off rip, you're getting that initial blast of coriander and whiskey. It's boozy, it's spicy. The mandarin orange, yes, you're getting that juiciness from a mandarin orange. Cacao, sandalwood, and cashmere, and in the middle notes makes for a dry but smooth kind of cacao. I find this really interesting to me because there's at points where I'm like, okay, this is dry, but then there's other points where I'm like, oh, this is creamy, this is silky, a little milky. I also tend to get caramel from this fragrance from time to time. I definitely feel like I'm getting some kind of caramel from this nearly every time, actually, especially on my skin. And then the base notes are benzoin, tonka bean, styrax, white cedar extract, as well as patchouli. So yeah, there's definitely a dryness to this. This is a dry cacao fragrance. There's a lot of spice, there's booziness, there's that orange in there. I don't think this is like a groundbreaking DNA. This is probably something that you have smelled something similar to before, but this lasts 10 hours on my skin. This is a really appealing fragrance. It's definitely simple. I would definitely say it's simple. I feel like with that coriander and the whiskey, you're definitely getting that punch at the beginning with that orange, and then the rest of the fragrance just kind of goes through to notes that are comforting, notes that you're really going to enjoy, notes that are mass appealing. I definitely feel like this is a really mass appealing fragrance, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I find this one to be comforting. It's ambery, it's warm, it's spicy, it's boozy, it's vanillic, it's woody, okay? It's silky but powdery and dry, and it leaves you wanting more, I feel. I just love this fragrance. It's new to me, so it might just be because it's novelty. Some people are making me feel a little crazy for enjoying this so much, but I really do enjoy it. I think it's a really nice fragrance, and I am living my best life with this. This has been one of my most reached for on my December fragrance tray this month. So this one to me is actually really easy to describe. Some fragrances I have a very hard time describing, and other ones come at ease to me. So this one to me, oh, by the way, this one is Cacao Noisette. Oh my god, this smells so good. And it's a lot more affordable than some of these on the list, but notes of cacao, hazelnut, caramel, Tahitian vanilla, as well as musk. So quite literally to me, this smells like something in between a Ferrero Rocher. I cannot say that. I've been saying Ferrero Rocher for the longest time, so when I'm like Ferrero Rocher, it does not roll off the tip of my tongue. So you guys know what I'm talking about, and Nutella. So it definitely smells like something in between the two of these, and I say it smells like something in between the two of these because I feel like it has a little bit of texture to it. I definitely am getting some kind of texture to it. It's definitely nutty for sure. It's not super creamy smooth. It's definitely textured. But this just smells so sweet, and you're definitely getting those hazelnuts. Like truly and honestly, that hazelnut is pulling forward. So this, to me, I feel like this is more true to a hazelnut Nutella kind of thing, where the Le Gourmand has, you know, like a croissant, a bready, glutinous, if you will, thing kind of going on. It's definitely has more of that pastry vibe more than just the solid Nutella itself. But yes, I really have gotten some use out of this last month, and it's a gem. It's truly a gem, especially for people that love chocolate. And then the last one, just like a guilty pleasure, I actually really like this fragrance. I feel like my initial review to it wasn't too fair. I did it on TikTok, and I may have posted on YouTube Shorts or something. And this is Victoria's Secret Tease Cocoa Soiree. So I actually really like this fragrance. It's not too much. Yeah, it's not too much cocoa, but I definitely feel like it's a light, playful, fun, fruity, woody, floral fragrance. It's a fruity floral, it's woody, and there's notes of freesia, wild berries, as well as mocha. And it just feels like a dusting of chocolate. It feels like there's a chocolate infusion. It's very light. To me, okay, so this is what it smells like to me. It smells like berries, whipped cream with like a light chocolate infusion. So think of like a chocolate whipped cream, or berries, whipped cream, and somebody dusted some chocolate, like some cocoa on top, like cocoa powder. That's literally what it smells like to me. It's not powdery by any means. Sorry if I gave that illusion, but it definitely is just like a little bit, just a little tiny bit of chocolate or cocoa powder, if you will, in there, infused into it. And it's so pretty to me. This is definitely a fun, flirty, happy fragrance, and it's affordable, and the bottle's so cute, and it's my first tease, my first and only tease, and I really enjoy it. So that was my, what, 14, maybe 15 fragrances. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them in the comments. And I hope you guys are all having a really good day. Let me know down below your scent of the day, if any of these sounded intriguing to you, and if so, what about it was intriguing to you. It's always nice to see where your guys' heads and noses are at. And thank you so much for watching this video, getting to the end, and yeah, as always, love you guys. Bye.